Next, we're going to talk about calculating correlation. We have this formula that was on the previous page of the notes for correlation, which is 1 over n minus 1, the sum of x minus x bar over s sub x, y minus y bar over s sub y. What these actually are, remember, if you take a value and subtract the mean and divide by its standard deviation, these are really z-scores, as we talked about in chapter 2. So this is really the sum of a z-score for the x variable and a z-score for a y variable being multiplied, and then we add them up. So what we're going to do in this table form is find these z-scores first, and then we'll look at sort of step by step what this formula is doing, which is taking their product and adding them up. So I'm going to go through calculating a few of the z-scores, and I'll just put the rest in. So for our first data value of x of 1, the z-score will be 1 minus its mean, which we're told is 5, over its standard deviation, which we're told is 3.1622. And so if you calculate that, you get negative 1.265. So that's transferring that value of 1 to its z-score. If you do the same for its y pair, we have a value of 3. The mean of the y's is 10.6. The standard deviation of the y's is 7.2664. So that gives us a z-score for that y of negative 1.046. And then what you'll do with those two values is you'll multiply them and get their product, because up in this formula here, we are taking them times each other. So for that xy pair, we get a 1.323. Let's go through one more. Our next data pair has an x of 3. So we do 3 minus the mean of 5 over standard deviation, 3.1622, giving us a z-score of negative 0.632. And then the y value is a 10. So our z for the y is 10 minus 10.6 over 7.2664. The z-score for that y is negative 0.083. And then again, we multiply those together and get this product of 0.052. So if I fill in the rest, these other z-scores are a 0, negative 0.633, which multiplied is 0, 0.632, and a 0.193, multiply those, you get 0.122, and then 1.265 and 1.569, multiply those and get 1.985. What we have so far for the formula then is all of these terms, the zx times zy. Next, we need to sum them up, is what this part says. So take all these values and add them up or sum them. If you add these 5 values together, you'll get 3.482. Finally, our correlation is equal to 1 over n minus 1 times the sum. Our sample size here is 5. We have 5 data pairs. So we do 1 over 5 minus 1, or 4, times the 3.482. And so if you take 3.482 and divide by the 4 out front, you get a correlation of 0.8705.